Hello, I'm your Resolute Cartographer, and this is Minecraft. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to build a ocean floor and sub-ocean floor base in the new update aquatic version of Minecraft, because the ocean has changed and the way that objects interact with water has changed. So let's get right into showing you what I'm going to show you how to build. And here we go. Alright, and this is just a little starter base that I built here on the surface to facilitate the building of my underwater base. And I'll show you how to get through building this whole section and what I'll show you right here, the underwater section, in just a minute. And let's go to the underwater section now. So they did some major updates to the way oceans generate in the update aquatic. They're far more interesting than they used to be. And here's what I built here on the floor. Now this is a very simple little thing. I think it looks pretty nice. And then I've got this little hole in the floor right here that you can start digging down, putting ladders in. And this can just be an entrance area into your undersea base. So I will show you how to build it, the materials you'll need, and I'll even show you how to build that little starter base that I built to get started on your very first day. Because this is like day 3 or 4 for this world. So, alright, let's get to it. So, the very first thing you're going to need to do is create the world. Now, for this first one, I gave it the same seed as I gave it the name of Ocean Base. So, go to Create New World. In this case, I'll call it Ocean Base 2. And go to More World Options. And change the seed to Ocean Base. Capital O, capital B, and that is important. Okay, so hit done there. Create new world. After your game world is loaded, it should look something like this. Now, the animals may be a little bit different. The trees may not be exactly the same trees. Not everything's going to be exactly 100% the same, but this should be the general look of what you get. So, the very first thing you're going to need to do, as always in Minecraft, is get wood. And you may have to wait for the world to finish generating a little bit. And so this is going to look a little funny. So turn that into wood, create a crafting table, set that down. Now you're going to need to make some tools. There we go. And to start out, I'm just going to make one wooden pickaxe. It's the only wooden tool I'll ever make. And in this case, there's this nice outcropping of stone right here. Now, I typically do use this wooden pickaxe all the way up to the point where it breaks. But for now, we at the very least need 7 pieces of stone. But I'll get a little bit more. In fact, I'll get, let's see, 15 pieces of stone. Actually, you know what? I'll get 23. I'm just thinking of the different things I'm going to need it for. Get to listen to the pigs oinking in the background here. Okay. Along the way, gather some seed. Oh! That reminds me, I'll actually need 2 more pieces of stone. Time in the first day is always of the essence, so let's get back to it. Okay, now I'm going to grab these pieces of sugar cane and I'm going to get them regrowing. I'll take care of that tree in just a moment. Okay. Now then, going to need a new pickaxe, but along with that, We're going to need a shovel and a hoe. We're going to need an axe. And what's there? It would be nice to have a sword, but I'm realizing I didn't get enough stone for that. Okay, well, we'll get enough here in just a minute anyway. There we go. And now we need more wood. So let's get to that. Always better to break leaves with your hands than with the axe, just because, or break them with any other non-tool item, because anytime you're cutting something with the axe, it's degrading the axe. If you want your tools to last longer, use them only on what you're supposed to be using them on. Okay. Now I'm going to need to start planting some trees, because this area right here, around this little bay, is where we're going to have our starting encampment. Okay. And the seed is important. You need it to grow wheat. Okay. Like that. Like that. Okay. Let's get this acacia wood turned into planks, yeah. And turn your oak planks, and this is just my choice here as to the color of the fencing I'm looking to have, into sticks. Now you need to turn that into as many pieces of fence as you can. And let's see, I'll gather this as well. I'm still going to need more wood, so get up here and cut down another tree. There we go. And probably one more just to be safe. It'll probably even take more than that, but this way we can get the basic fence started. And the nice thing about a fence versus a wall is you can still see what's going on outside. Either way, a spider's going to get over it. The only thing that you can really do to stop that is moats of lava. Okay. So then, back to making fences. Okay. So, find a point here that will be the end of the fence. In this case, I'm going to go with this right here. And I'm going to put up blocks like that. And then this. And I do 5 blocks in between each main post. And there we go. I'll eventually double this up because archers can still shoot over the top of this, which is obviously a problem. But for now, we're just trying to get the main structure up. Okay. And obviously, we're still going to need more wood. There. Oh, jeez. There we go. Okay. Gonna just use what I have right now to make more fences. Okay. All right. Oop. Not what I meant to do. There we go. Now this next part I'm going to build as a gate. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to dig out a little long tool, a little section here. 3x4. Okay. And I'm going to use some of what's left of my stone. I need more stone to properly finish it. And then I'm also going to need to make doors. Wrong tool. There we go. Okay. And back to making more fence. Right. None of the trees have grown yet. We're going to need more wood, so let's go cut some more trees down. We'll plant far more than we're cutting down at this moment anyway. If you're playing the game right, I mean, wood is easily the easiest material to get. Okay. There's no reason you should ever run out of it in a serious way. Okay, let's see. Now I'm gonna have to turn some of these into sticks. There are fence gates, but I'm gonna need more wood. The pretty much always gonna be the case early on in this part of this. The reason you don't use fence gates is because it's difficult to... Well, first of all, you can only use them 2, 3, 4, 5. What was I saying? Okay, so the reason you use this instead of a fence gate, once you get to the point where you have horses, way easier to use real doors. Besides which, fence gates are a strange little object that only occupies one block, and you can't set them up the way you can with doors to where they'll open like that. Effectively, fence gates are always going to open in that one single unit. They will not link up with an adjacent fence gate. Okay. Night's getting close to falling here, meaning we need to be getting inside that fenced area. And even then, it's not well lit. Not lit at all, in fact. So we're going to need to make some torches. So to start doing that, I'm going to burn some wood. I don't remember exactly what the proper combo of objects is there. Okay, so let's get more of this fence laid out. Okay. And then I'm also still going to do okay. And I'll build under that eventually. Now this is where I'm going to start the second level of fencing. You can see there that zombie already has taken notice of us, but he can't get in. Because this fence now wraps around the entire property, he has no idea how to get to us. And because it extends into the waterways, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to figure it out. Okay. Let's see, do we have any? Yes, okay. And that really should be all we need for now. Because you don't need that many. I mean, you just need to make it light, not brilliantly well lit. Oh. That was a bit odd right there. Really, I should extend that out into the waterways as well. Ooh, probably actually will need that, and I'll need to make more coal. Probably at least one more piece of it. Okay. So, well, I can still do this. I think that's enough. I'll put a few more pieces in just in case. And now that the all the fence posts are up, we can use the rest of this to make fencing pieces. Okay. Those fence posts are, I implement them like that because they, I mean, in one way they require less wood to build than these fence posts do, or these fence pieces do, I mean. At least I'm pretty sure they do. I'd have to actually check the math on that to be completely honest, but along with that, I just like the way it looks. I think it looks better than it does if you just have all these fence pieces across the entire way. And along with that, you can also jump over them with a horse if need be. You can't do that with the normal fence pieces. Okay, so I got that one more piece of coal. Charcoal, I guess. Back when I started playing Minecraft, you would make coal by burning wood. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. That piece there, there, and out there. That's better. Okay, so it looks like it's lit well enough that we shouldn't have anything spawn in here. Let me use some of this soil here. I'm going to replace this. Just a preference thing with those two pieces right there. And then it's time to create the farming area. Well, actually, let's see what we can do with finishing out the fence. Okay. There we go. Because the more complete this is, the better. The less chance you're going to get shot at by a skeleton. What we really need is for some of these trees to sprout, so I'm going to plant more in the hopes that we get one of them through. Plant some oak. And again, back here I'm going to replace this with soil, just because it makes it so I can grow trees in this area, and also I prefer the appearance of soil to sand. There we go. Okay. And now it's time to create the farm. The important thing to remember about farms, everything within 4 units of water is considered irrigated. Let's see, I'm going to grab some of this soil. And let's see, I will replace this with some soil from right here. Well, let's take it from multiple locations, just 'cause I don't really want to break that entire area down. Okay, so whoa. Oh, I made a mistake over there. I'll show you it. You can see it right there, where I did not dig away at that sand right there, and so it just created a little bridge, because these fence posts are technically 1.5 blocks high. That block's 1 block high, meaning the monster could just walk up the half a block like it's walking upstairs and come right over the fence. As soon as I dig that out, though, that stops being an issue. So, yeah, we shouldn't have any more of that. Okay, so again, 4 blocks from the water, and we're good to go. Okay. You can see it's starting to darken there, meaning it's irrigated. And now we get to use the wheat seed that we picked up earlier. Okay. Still going to need some more, obviously. But now that we've got that started, still waiting on getting some acacia wood out of those things. Let's see. I'm going to light this right there. Let's start going down, because we're going to need some more materials if we're going to build this undersea base. Now, the truth of the matter is, the only things you really need to build the undersea base are like a door and a solid material like dirt, rock, cobblestone, stone, bricks, anything that doesn't fall away like sand or gravel does. Well, let's see, here we go. Okay. Start digging with this. And again, I've got a better pick already, but I don't like things going to waste. Okay, and so you can see right there we got access to coal now. But let's also start digging away at this. Create more headroom as you go down, just make it a little bit more comfortable. Okay. And what I'll do here is also build stairs just to make it a quicker in and out trip here. Let's see. There we go. I'll bring you back when I finish mining the coal. Okay, so I ended up getting 22 coal out of that, so that's done. Let's keep going down. Do a stair-step motion, just like you do for the stairs that you're walking on for the roof. Like I was saying before, what you're going to need is a material that doesn't fall away when whatever's below it gives away, and you can see what gravel does there. Okay. Let's see. Not necessarily necessary to rebuild the ceiling, but I prefer to do it. Okay. Now the truth is, pretty soon here I'm going to need some torches down here, or it's just going to become a monster breeding pit. And we found an underground reservoir. Of course, I knew it was here from when I was doing this before, so I could show you what the finished product is going to look like. Now, you can see how it just fell through like that. And I just had to dig all 4 of those blocks up. Let me show you an alternative to that. First thing, I come up here, and I make torches. Okay. Next, I place the torch right here, dig this away, and there it goes. That's because the gravel cannot sit on top of the torch. It also cannot make the torch go away, and so it just the gravel itself drops into items you can pick up. Very nice little useful thing to know. Again, see? Now, I typically dig these things out to 3 blocks high. It's up to you. The minimum you need is obviously 2. Oop. But I feel like it's a bit less claustrophobic when you dig out the full height of 3. And in fact, most of the time, if I'm doing just like a non-industrial sort of area, which I would consider this to be kind of like an industrial sort of setting right here, because it's just a starter base, I'm doing the bare minimum of what's necessary to make this stuff work. I would typically only dig this out to 3 units high, but in most areas I'll dig it up to 4 units high just because it feels a bit more luxurious. I'm going to mine out this entire row here, and I'll bring you back when that's done. Alright, so I mined out that row, but my pick's about to break here, so let's go see if any more trees have grown, because I do not have enough sticks to make a new one at the moment. Hey, there we go. Cut this down. If you're really new to Minecraft, something to know as a tip. Always leave the bottom block of a tree intact before you cut down the rest of it, unless it's an incredibly short tree, or unless it's like one of these things where you can reach the top block from the ground and it's obvious. Because just that one single block of height can be the difference between you being able to get the last highest piece of wood and not being able to. So, okay. So, actually, let's finish out the fence, given that we're up here. So we got 6 more pieces that we need. The good thing is that when you make fence pieces, They each one of them. Actually, that's enough right there. Every time you make a batch of fence pieces, it makes 3, and again we need 6. So there we go. Okay. Oh, dang. Right. And again, I'll probably actually need to build it out a ways eventually, but... Oh, and let me do this. And this is a stupid little thing that I do, but it's all about aesthetics, where I think it looks more proper to have a stone base to a pillar that's actually sitting in water. Which, yeah, I mean, piers are obviously made out of wood most of the time, but I think that looks better than having wood go all the way down, especially with it being planks and not like tree trunk sections going all the way down. Got another tree. Okay. Can go back and pick up these saplings that are dropping from the foliage. Okay. And make more acacia planks, and then sticks. And then let's make a couple of new pickaxes and a couple of shovels. Alright. Oh, actually we can make stairs now too, because we have enough stone for that. I think I'll only really need 3 of these, so let's do, well, maybe 4. There we go. Okay. Always good idea to start at the bottom, because when you start at the bottom, if you run out, you go up, you can just jump up to the next level. But let's say I do this right here as I'm coming down, and I run out, no good. So, okay, need one more batch of them. Alright. Much easier trip up and down the stairs now. Now I'm hoping to find some iron here at some point. And the main reason for that is so that I can make some shears to cut wool from some of the sheep that are nearby. And now I could go and just kill the sheep to get the wool, and I need the wool to make a bed, so I can sleep through the night and don't have to worry about the monsters. But the thing is, I don't really like to kill sheep in general, just because they've got natural predators as it is. There are wolves in the game that will hunt them down and kill them, and if you run out of sheep in a local area, it can be a serious problem if you need wool for something. So I typically prefer to find the iron, make the shears, and harvest the wool from the sheep that way. Okay, so that's cut out there. You can see how the water's rushing in there. That's just one of the ways that water works, where water is both infinite, and you're able to make as much of it as you need, but it also is finite locally. So the way we can fix this, if we wanted to, we could make a pail, and we could pick up a bucket of water and drop it in here, and then it would refill the entire thing. At some point I'm going to make a video to show you how to do, like, just the best ways to work with water, because you can fill massive pits with, like, big wide open pits with water very easily if you know what you're doing. But what I'm going to end up doing is just filling this back in. And the reason for that is I'm going to end up building something, a mine shaft down at the end of this, and I will be using this as a walkway. But I don't want to use just cobblestone, because I don't like the look of cobblestone. I'm going to be turning the cobblestone into stone. So use a furnace, coal. Not sure what number I was thinking I was looking for there. Need 8. Load it up with cobblestone and just let it start cooking. You can take this time to cut down another acacia tree. And we can go see if any more saplings have dropped where we cut down the previous trees. And they have. And even a piece of wood fell that was sitting on top of some of the foliage up there. And I'm going to take some of these and go replant them outside. Just to make it so the area is not so deforested after my fence building extravaganza. And the sun's going down, so it's too bad that I wasn't able to find an iron vein yet, but it won't be long. Okay. And let's see if we can use a little bit of time here to find some more seed. Okay, I think I was just 8 pieces short, and I can fill this in as well now that I have the proper amount of stone. There we go. And I'm going to use this opportunity to also make myself a sword. So, let's do that. In fact, I'm going to make 2 of them just because it only takes 1 piece of wood each, and I don't like leaving around odd number of pieces of stick just because it's less useful. You can absolutely use odd pieces, like odd sticks, to make torches. But I typically also make those in full sets when I have the materials to do so. Okay, and I obviously need more torches down here, so let's do that. Okay, and let's finish actually lighting the rest of this area. That's good. Okay. And it looks like I can cut some of this sugar cane down. You can use sugarcane to make sugar, obviously, but you can also use it to make paper, and that's typically what I use it for. Okay. Let's dig that up. Alright. In fact, I'm going to get this thing ready so that once I get more sugarcane ready to go, I can plant more. So, let's see. Sugarcane has to have water right next to it. You can't plant it 4 units in like you can with this stuff. And here's the other 8 seeds. I should plant those as soon as I came back, but anyway. And then I'm going to use this to create torch spots out here in the water, just to make sure that we don't have anything spawning right out here. And there are new types of mobs with update Aquatic, including the drowned, which is zombies that are drowned. Some of them spawn naturally drowned, and then some of them you can actually watch zombies drown if they hang out in the water too long. Okay, so we got some of the stone we need. You can come down here and fill it in. Oh, there's a mistake right there. Okay, okay. Now then, digging out the top of this shaft here. Okay. I'm going to put a torch here on the wall. Dig out the first level down. Okay, so in order to really make this thing work, I'm going to need ladders. So let's go get some of those made. Oh, definitely need to light this staircase. Would do no good to have monsters spawning in there. But you can see how well lit this entire area is now. There's nothing that's going to spawn in here. The only thing that would is a slime, but it doesn't appear that we're in a a chunk in which spawn slime. Sorry, in which slime will spawn within this seed of this Minecraft world. Let's make some chests too. Now that I'm realizing just how much crap I've got in my inventory here. There we go. Alright, in fact, now that there's room down here, I may as well put it down here. Okay. Anything I don't actually need immediately, I'm putting in here. Yeah, I can put those there and that. And that. And I'll hold on to that for now. How's this doing? Good. Okay. So, ladders, that's right. Okay. So, the nice thing to do with ladders, ladders take 7 sticks to make. So, a smart thing to do is basically start off with 6 logs or a multiple of, sorry, it takes 7 sticks. Start off with a multiple of 7 of logs. So, I make that, and I get 66 pieces of, actually, no, okay. Sorry, my mind was not quite there with the math. So I break down 7 logs, I get 28 planks. So let's get those 28 planks and turn them into sticks. Now we already had 2, leave those 2 behind, and then fill in that pattern there. 23 ladders, but we're gonna need more than that, so let's see. Let's do 14 more planks made into sticks. Oop, that was a mistake. There we go. Okay, that should be good for now. In fact, I probably actually don't even need that many, but it'll have to do, or it'll do. But an interesting difference you can tell just immediately from this, the difference between older Minecraft and the updated Aquatic Minecraft. I can place that ladder right there, and it doesn't create a block of air around it. Instead, it's just a ladder on a wall in the water. You can still climb up it, really. I mean, it's not really. But here I can give you a better example of that. If I put this, let's do there. And then let's actually cut this away right here and put another fence or another ladder right there. You can see I'm actually climbing the ladder right now. So it's a very useful thing for getting out of the water and stuff, but it no longer performs the air pocket making that it used to do. So start digging down. Smart way to dig down is you never dig straight down. Instead you do something like this, where you kind of pivot. That way you can always see what it is you're likely falling into. Okay, and okay. I'll bring you back after the next 5 levels. I think that was 5. Yes, 5 levels of stone. Okay, that's another 5 levels. I'll bring you back after 5 more. Alright, that's 5 more. And I'm gonna do 1 more. I'll bring you back. That was 5 more, and actually let's do maybe 5 more, let's see. And 1 more. Okay, and so at the bottom of this 5, I found some iron. Alright. So I'm just going to backfill on this little wall here. I typically like to use natural stone, not cobblestone in here. So I'll use granite in this case. I could have also used this andesite, but I like the way it looks versus using cobblestone. So, ladders. And I'm going to, well, not quite kill these ladders, but I'm going to go 5 more down. And we'll see what else we find. Alright, so I actually went down 1 unit more, and I'll show you why here in just a minute. Let's climb all the way back to the top of the shaft. Okay, so now that shaft is fairly deep there, and I would start mining out in the bottom in all the different directions. Of course, I'd also mine down usually, because I think... Let's check how deep that is. But the way we're going to check how deep that is... well, first of all, we got to go all the way down, but I'd like to make it so that I can just fall straight down that thing. There's the rest of the stone I cooked. Let's make some iron. This is an opportunity also to go get some wool so we can make a bed. Let's take care of some of this crop work over here. Oop, hit the wrong thing there. Okay. So those will keep growing. In the meantime, I've got enough for one piece of bread. So there we go. Okay. And I can harvest this piece of sugarcane. There we go. Okay. Now, I'll take 2 pieces of this and make some shears. And actually, you know what? Let's not keep having to close that. There we go. And there we are. Okay, though, so the sheep are over here, or at least they were earlier. Hopefully nothing's happened to them since we saw them before. Yes, here we go. Eventually I would probably corral them. Let's see, 2 pieces. Need 3 at least, so there we go. And as soon as they eat some grass, they'll go back to being fully covered in wool. Oh, ouch. There we go. Okay. Still no more wheat to harvest at the moment, but that's not a problem. And then let's get the rest of that iron. And make a bucket. Okay. And, you know what, I don't really want a white bed, just because they're kind of boring. So I'll make an orange one, because I don't have enough red or yellow dye to make either a red or yellow bed, so I'll make an orange one. So you do that, and that, and then combine them, and there you have it. And I still only need 3 wool, though. So there we go. That across the top, then make that, and there we have it. Okay, so the bucket, let's fill that. Okay, and actually one more thing before I go down there. Break that, break that. And there, and there. I realize I'm in a savanna, but I just put the furnace next to the bed to act as a heating element, which is kind of stupid, I know, but anyway. Okay, so let's drop the extra crap in here. No, let's drop some extra stuff. And that should do that. Okay, so you can just go straight down on the ladder. It just auto pulls you down, and you can fall as well. The problem with falling all that way is it would definitely kill me. But if I filled this area with water, it's no problem. And we can even test it from just this height here to see if the flowing water works, and it does. So there's 1 source block of water in there and 3 flowing water blocks. And we will turn that into 4 source blocks, or we would, but the truth of the matter is that with the iron that we got, we have enough to move on to the actual undersea building place. But I'm just going to do this real quick. And there you go, see? Nothing's flowing anymore. That's 4 solid source blocks. That's the whole infinite nature of water in Minecraft. Lava is not the same way. Lava is finite, but it can have an infinite amount of flow to it. Well, not truly infinite. There are very few things that are truly infinite, but not even the water in Minecraft. Technically speaking, if you talk about the amount of data involved with that, but anyway. Okay. So, I'm going to need more stone cooked. And so instead of wasting time cooking them in one furnace, I'll build the second. Oh, I never actually... And actually I'll need 3 furnaces, and I'm going to need more coal. I was just realizing. Because I'm also going to use glass in this thing. But for now... There we go. And Throw that in there. That. And that. That. And I don't need that much more coal, because I'm only going to need 20 blocks of glass. And that is a minimum. I would recommend bringing more glass than that, just because if you place it in the wrong place and you have to break it, you don't get it back. Not without a feather touch enchantment on whatever tool you're using. There we go. And actually, you need 24 blocks. My apologies. I was thinking of something else. Now, the reason I was growing all this sugarcane here, and the reason I was continuing that mine, is in my previous version of this, the one I showed you when we first started, I had also made a map and a compass and everything like that. And you need redstone to make a compass, and you need a compass to make a map. And I think maps are awesome, obviously, in the fact that my name is a resolute cartographer. And I think Minecraft, like exploring in Minecraft with a map, is a really fun thing to do. But let's just pick a level here and start mining. Here we go. Okay. And I'll bring you back when I find something. Okay, so I've mined a pretty good distance in here. I've yet to find any coal, but I do hear a zombie in the wall somewhere over here. So what that means is that somewhere in the cave, in this wall, there's a cave. So let's see if we can find that zombie. Yeah, he's definitely somewhere up here. And I need more torches, but I don't have any coal, so that's half of the reason I'm looking for coal. Not just to make the glass out of the sand, but also just to light this area, because otherwise monsters are going to spawn here. That's the thing to know about Minecraft. If you don't, monsters spawn in low light. That's why they spawn at night. That's why they spawn in caves. You can, of course, use that to your advantage and make mob spawners and stuff like that. Somewhere over this way. Ah! There you are. And caves are excellent for mining. Because, effectively, you saw what I had to do back there, where I had carved that big hallway out. And, that entire time I didn't find a single piece of material. In this case, the game has already carved out this massive area, and the materials are readily visible as soon as I walk into the area. So let's... Oh, no, I can already just do this. Let's make some torches. That's even actually enough coal that I could just go back right now. But let's see if I can get a few more materials out of this. So definitely light this better. There we go. I'll get some iron so I can make a couple iron tools. Ooh, skeleton doesn't seem to have noticed me. Oh, never mind. Sounds like he's moving. Although that doesn't necessarily mean he's coming after me. Okay. Now, if I'm going to process this iron, it means I'm going to need more coal. And if you don't know, putting a block of coal in a furnace provides enough heat to melt 8 blocks, or cook them, if we're talking about food or stone or anything like that. You can also make blocks of coal, which are, it's really a way to compress coal, so you don't have so much space taken in your inventory if you have a lot of coal. And you can do that with a lot of stuff. You can do that with blocks of iron, gold, diamond. Plus, certain ones of those are actually specifically needed for specific things, like blocks of diamond are used with beacons. Oh, there's some coal. Now, an interesting little thing. If, well, I'm not sure why that thing decided to detonate where it did, but if that creeper had been killed by that skeleton, it would have dropped a record. And then you could have built a music box. Of course, I would have needed a diamond to do that, but... Okay, so my pick just broke, and I've got enough coal, though. Just head back up. Okay, so let's cook this sand. And then we've also got that iron ore that we can use. And let's see. I'm going to need more torches, too. Oh, wait a minute. Just put this back in here. Okay. And yeah, that'll do it. There we go. Okay, obviously my health is not great right now, so let's go harvest some food so we can heal. Oh, again, I hit 2 blocks when I only intended 1 and didn't get anything out of the second. There we go. Okay. That takes care of that. You can see the trees have continued to grow up here. Sugarcane's doing well. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. Something to note in updated Aquatic is that items now float instead of sink. It's a very welcome change to the game. It used to be if you drop something, it would automatically just sink right to the bottom. Now, even if you're on the bottom and you drop something, it floats up to the surface. Which can also be a bit frustrating if you're building something on the bottom of the ocean. But that's usually not the case with most players. Okay, so don't need that anymore. Don't need that or that. How are these doing? Getting close. And that's going to take a little bit longer. Oh, I can now use that bed. I wasn't even thinking about that. Make it daytime. Okay, I'll put that away. As soon as these finish cooking the stone, I'll have them cook the iron. But I'm also going to need another door, because I'm planning on making this a double door. May as well just take care of those. Planning on making a double door entrance. And the truth of the matter is, you could put doors on every side of this little underwater access point to the house. But I think that'll do. In fact, that leaves me with just the perfect number of acacia planks. And soon I'll have enough stone. Although, let's put 3 of those back, because I'm going to turn those into stone bricks, and you can only do that in sets of 4. So, there we go. I also don't need those shears. I could really use some more food. If I had any spider silk, I'd make a fishing pole and fish these waters out here, but unfortunately I don't have that right now. I could also just go and kill some pigs. Or I could farm some chickens. Not terribly difficult things to do, but not part of this tutorial. So let's head down here. Ah, there we go. Okay. So 1 piece of coal, half the iron ore. Again, 1 1/2. And I'm going to turn the rest of these into stone bricks. And like I said at the very beginning, you can use whatever you want so long as it doesn't fall. You can use dirt, you can use cobblestone if you want to, you can use andesite, diorite, granite, whatever you want. You could even build this entire thing out of glass if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you. It's just it cannot be sand or gravel. Okay, so there's the glass. And I don't even really necessarily need the iron, I just kind of wanted it to be able to make tools. Stone tools work perfectly well for most things, but there are materials that you have to have an iron pick in order to get them, and there's even materials that you have to have a diamond pick in order to get them. That would be obsidian. In order to get... yeah, isn't it iron pick? That's funny. Anyway. Do I have everything I need now? Actually, oh, I just used some of the acacia wood, so I'll have to get some more. But along with that, I'm going to need to make a boat, so I'm going to need some more anyway. But yeah, you have to have an iron pick in order to get redstone. Redstone being the material used to make circuits and other devices in Minecraft. People have done some incredible things with redstone. Okay, may as well grab this. Yep. And put that in there. Okay, let's make a boat. Takes 5 pieces, and there it is. Okay. Oh, I never did use that. And it gives me an opportunity to jump down there again. Just fun. There. Okay, and we're back up at the top. I'd really like to fix my health issue. And it looks like I just got the right amount of wheat to do that. Yes. Okay. And I could eat that apple, I guess. Something else to know about Minecraft. Different foods have both different amounts that they'll refill your food meter, and they also have different amounts that they'll satiate you, so they'll stay around for longer. Meat stays around for longer. Bread stays around longer than apples. Apples are pretty much the lowest level food you can eat, but apples can also be used to make other things like golden apples, and you can use them on horses and stuff like that. But anyway, so let's just go find a site. So you can really build it anywhere you want, so long as it's a flat area. And even if it's not flat, you can make it flat. But okay, so let's get everything we need ready to go. More so that. Oh, one thing I forgot. Dirt. And yeah, I really could even use the materials I've got on hand, but dirt is way easier to use. And I'll show you what the dirt's for here in a moment. A little bit of a issue with the boats when you get out of them. Sometimes you kind of stutter as you flit around on top of the thing. That should be enough dirt. It's not much, but you don't really need much, especially for the size of the structure that we're building down here. Okay. Heading back out. I do like the different colorizations they put on the oceans, depending on the biome that is. I think this is a warm, shallow sea, and so it's this nice cyan color. Okay. Let's see, right around here. Plus you can see fish swimming around and everything. Anyway, okay. So, first thing you want to have ready is your door. Your door is your new air pocket in the new version of Minecraft. So, down. And as soon as you get down, put up a door. Air pocket. Something else to note about the new version of Minecraft that was not the case in the past one. It used to be that the second you got into an air pocket, your air replenished. So watch this. So now I'm sitting out here under the sea, slowly depleting all my air. Just taking a nice look around, seeing all the new sea plants and everything. Okay, now I'm down to 3, 2. Okay, see that? It's a slow replenishment. I can't just duck in and out like I used to be able to do with ladders and stuff like that. Okay, so let's take a look at the door. This door, you can see the latch is right there, meaning that it opens that way, so let's put that door there. And now we even have a larger air pocket. So then start putting up the stone frame around it. Okay. Drop in, and in fact, up here, instead of using stone, I'm going to use glass. Oh, and see, look, these blocks floating up towards the surface. Just like I said. Okay, so next up, putting in the glass that goes above the door. And you know what? I think I will have doors on 2 sides of the structure. Next, we have to put in some more stone. So let's do this. And then let's make a square out of it. Like that. And like that. Okay, now I'm getting low on air. Oh, that's not in the right place. And yeah, in fact, I screwed up. Placement of, yeah, 2 of those blocks and this one right here. So, another thing to keep in mind, when you're in an air pocket, you mine much faster than when you're standing on the ocean floor. Like, let's do that again. So, let's put 2 blocks side by side. Let's mine this first one within the air pocket. Okay. Next, just standing on the ocean floor. Big difference. Something to keep in mind. Okay. Next, go out here. And then we'll take care of this. Can't hit that from that air pocket. Might be able to hit that, but then at the same time, I'll have to chase the block. So let me get some air. There we go. Okay. So, next up, there we go. And we'll start building it like that. And I'll actually need... Okay, let's get some air. Okay. And it is important to heal yourself up before you get into this situation, because there's always the chance that you're not going to get back to the air pocket fast enough, and you need to have the food there in order to replenish the lost health that will come from drowning just a little bit. Okay, so let's take the glass, fill in the space between the blocks. Okay, and same thing here, and back to the air pocket. Now, let's get some more stone. Oh, I actually filled that with glass when I was thinking doors, but it doesn't matter. You can do what you want. You can even fill all 4 of these sections with doors instead of just the one like I've got. So now I'm going to leave those corner sections open for the moment. And just fill in the areas of the tops of these main columns. And, oh, jeez. Well, you're seeing the mistakes that I'm making right here. I was intending to fill this with glass. So, hopefully you'll see that and not make the same stupid mistake that I made. Or heck, that might be the way you want it to be, and you go ahead and you build it that way if you want. But that's not how I want it. So, take that down, go get more air. Okay. Okay, and I screwed that up. Okay. Right up here. You know, I'll leave it for now. We'll see how it looks in the end. Okay, fill that. Fill that. And there are still 4 blocks of glass left. That's important. You need those 4. Okay. Sure to dolphin. Okay, so now we go above the glass on all 4 sides. Oop, need to fix that, but need air first. Okay. Chase it. And got it. Let's just get some air at the surface. And the nice thing about Minecraft is there now is descending and ascending buttons for when you're swimming, which it's crazy that, you know, they didn't originally exist, but then across like that, and then we'll go back down for air. Something else to know about the way that water functions in conjunction with nearby blocks. So, if you put in a block that is only partially solid, and in this case we're not talking about doors, those are the one rare exception, but if you were to take this glass and instead of having glass blocks, if you were to turn it into glass panes, and try to just drop it into the water, it would no longer remove the water from the chunk, or from the block that you're now filling with glass pane. Instead, it would be basically a glass pane and water block. So the first thing you have to do is to remove the water from that block and then place the glass pane into it, but also make sure that that block is no longer having water, reforming a source block within it. Which I showed you how, at the bottom of the mine shaft, how those source blocks get made. Okay, so this might have seemed like a mistake, and it actually was at the time, but it needed to be done anyway, because unless you want there to be water dripping in through your ceiling, you have to double block stone ceilings. Or any ceiling other than glass. Glass acts as imperviously to water, so you can use it as a single block ceiling, but if you don't want water dripping in through your roof, you're going to need to make that roof solid. So now, go back in here. And I actually like having like a little indented roof like that. You can do whatever you want with it. But there we are. Okay, so I'm going to go take a look at the surface of this thing and see how I like it. I'm going to bring these up one in the corners, and then I'm going to bring them up across the top on the sides. And I need to go back for air, and I'm Thinking I'll just drop a door. There we go. Another good reason to have doors with you. There we go. Okay. Okay. Actually... I like that more than I like that, so I'm going to take that out. Take one block off the top here. Okay. And I need to get air, but we can take care of that with the door. And in fact, I can mine from this pocket. There we go. And then take care of the door. Okay, so that's good to go. And I drop back down to the door. And now we get to the point where the dirt is important. So, fill in the top 16 blocks with dirt. Get some air. And then dig it out. What you're doing is creating an air pocket. Because the dirt replaced the water, but whenever you remove dirt, it puts air in that spot. So now we can pop up here and see this air pocket up here. And I can even just swim around digging this stuff out. And I got all 21 blocks back. Now I can fill in this next layer. And I can even try to dig this out from here. It'll go even faster. And the reason you get like dirt in this case rather than stone is because it's so much faster to remove than stone is. But you can use stone if it's all you got. Okay. Now then, let's build a little platform to stand on, and I'll even... I don't know why I did it like that, but... And again, I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, now I can go up like that, and dig this out. Okay. Sometimes I do this work that is effectively the same, whether I do it one way or the other, differently just because it breaks up what can sometimes be monotonous work in Minecraft. When you're mining out large sections, it's fun to break it up in different ways. Let's bring this up. Okay. Now, if we were to leave this place, it would actually be able to spawn monsters, though, because it's dark enough. So let's put some torches in. Okay. Nicely lit. Now then, let's, okay. One thing I forgot to do. Anytime you dig out the floor under a door, door goes away. But I'm going to put in a block of stone, and now the water can flow in rather than into the hole. But, put the door back, and no problem. And I also like how this is a nice graded door, but it still works. So we'll do the same thing here. Do that, and back out. There we go. Now I'm going to dig out the entire floor. Now it's up to you as to whether or not you want to dig up the entire area beneath all the walls, or if you just want to do it where it's visible. Like if you were to just dig up these spots under the windows and fill them in with whatever blocks you want, and then fill in the areas under the corners which are never going to be seen by anybody with whatever else block you wanted, or if you just leave the sand in place, that's up to you. But I prefer to fill them in with what they should be. Okay, and then I'm going to finish out the floor in here. Which, feel free to use whatever material you want. In this case, I'm going to use the native acacia wood. And I'm going to leave a nice little spot here in the corner where I could put in a ladder if I had one. And then I'll even do... I can even put one in right now. So I can drop that in the corner there. That is a multiple of 7, but rather than wasting that much material on ladders, let's do this. Okay. Okay. And I'll show you what you can do here. So then you just start digging down. Just like you would in any other situation. And you can start excavating under the ceiling here. And it's the start of your underground, underwater base. Just take a look at this thing from the outside now that it's lit. And you can see this thing very well from at night. There's a whole coral field over there in this seed. I like this seed a lot. Oh, drowned right there. They are dangerous. You need to watch out for them, especially the ones with tridents. The ones with tridents can literally just break your boat with the trident. But there you have it. There's your underground, underwater base starter, along with a nice little surface area that can serve as a starting location for you. Alright, I hope that this video was informative. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have more Minecraft content and Fallout 76 content and many other games. I like too many games. That's my main problem. Alright, hope to see everybody next time. Thanks.